there, YouTube? I'm back again today for more Kickstarter content. Every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I typically cover a Kickstarter crowdfunding board game project. However, today I'm going to be doing 3 different projects on Kickstarter right now that all caught my eye for various different reasons, and we're going to be giving them really lightning quick, at least in the standard of Kickstarter critiques, mini Kickstarter critiques. And the reason why I'm doing 3 in this one segment is because I don't want to cover any of these projects as its own video because I know no one is going to watch it. However, if I say, hey, here's 3 weird Kickstarters, people might enjoy it. And if you enjoy it, please consider giving it a like. If I get 10 likes, I'll do this again next week. But right now, the first one to check out is Jugs Bay game, which is a huge, not suitable for work adventure from Neon Happy. Experience a world of mystery, seduction, and unfiltered fantasy like never before. Now, I'm assuming that this is a video game, but as I always say, hey, let me know what systems you're on because, you know, it's super valuable. Other than that, main image, terrible, cool. Women with large jugs. That's it. That's all we got. Like, how about just 2 women with large jugs and then some other stuff? Like, am I going on a beach? Are there mini games? Is there a fishing simulator? What's going on? Let's get into this video. So far, it's raised $70 of its $4,500 goal. I'm very interested to see how much effort was put into all of these projects, by the way. So let's go. And we're also going to see which one's our favorite, 2 of the 3.
Welcome to Jugs Bay, a
312.
vibrant
Wow.
coastal city where romance, humor, and adventure collide. The game blends the depth
What was that shot? What is this shot? Why is this shot over the shoulder of someone looking at the loading screen of Jugs Bay?
adventure collide. The game blends the depth of
What is that shot? Like, just the first 7 seconds.
Welcome to Jugs Bay,
That's
a
fine.
vibrant coastal city where romance, humor,
Weird shot.
and adventure collide.
Also weird shot.
The game blends the depth of visual novel with the
Why do I look like I'm a private detective watching this scantily clad woman walk around a town? I don't know what's going on yet. It's not off to a great start, but I think we might be in the so bad it's good territory, which if that's the case, I'm just going to let this roll.
freedom of a sandbox, giving players the chance to form real connections in a
First and foremost, I would put closed captioning on this. I understand I'm pretty sure I understand about 95% of what you're saying very, very clearly with no problems. But that's because I'm a native English speaker. If you're not a native English speaker and someone else has an accent that you're not familiar with, and like it's just it makes it way easier.
world full of unique characters and stories. And now, with the creators of Jugs Bay.
Hello and welcome. My name is Cassandra.
Okay, personal touches, generally very nice for videos. However, I feel like this is an impersonal touch. Like, I went out of my way to talk to you, but I don't want you to know who I am. So, here's an avatar.
I'm the developer of Jugs Bay, and together with my teammate Teal Happy, we are creating a dating sim sandbox visual novel, Jugs Bay. So what is Jugs Bay about? It's a fresh start for a struggling young man at a Californian beach town named Jugs Bay. Currently, we have 5 romanceable characters, and our main strength is the tons of animations we have. They are all physics-driven, and we are currently having over 800 video material.
Is she practicing her Sudoku? What are we doing?
And over 1,000 renders. We are on Steam Early Access almost more than
Oh,
half a year
man.
now.
He must really like the smell of her hair.
You can go for multiple adventures we have. They are all physics-driven, and we are currently having over 800 video
And this, I definitely think subtitles would be nice here. It would definitely help.
material and over 1,000 renders. We are on Steam Early Access almost more than half a year now. You can go for multiple adventures.
Where are they? What? They're cruising on a moped with a dog through space with her guess on. Like that's a name brand. Okay.
Access almost more than half a year now. You can go for multiple adventures in different scenarios. For example, we have a fantasy world, we have an adventure tale outside of the
Wait, I thought I was in Jugs Bay. Am I in Helm's Deep or am I in Jugs Bay? Because I also don't see Jugs Bay. What does that say? The champion of the ruling orc clan? Okay. I thought I was just here to seduce women. Are there going to be orcs trying to seduce women with me? Because that's an interesting spin. If so, I should have some scantily clad orcs on the front.
world. We have an adventure tale outside of the world. What we think makes our game so special is the high amount of quality renders and animations, and we built this all with our own
Wow.
engine to support vast amount of content which you might not.
These shots, like the shots they're putting in aren't. I don't think they're gonna like this. Like, look at how black this shot is. I can't even see her jugs. What's the point here if I can't see her jugs? And I know that sounds sexist, but it's Jugs Bay. Look at the main image. It's the jugs. And I can't even see it because it's so dark.
Content which you might not find.
And that's and that's just a little thing. But there's so many of these little things where it's like, why would you choose that shot for this video? Why was that? Like, why are we over the shoulder?
And on other games in this stage of early access, Jugs Bay is an adult dating simulation set in a Californian beach town. You're dating beautiful women.
Wait, you already told me that. You told me twice now it's set in a California beach town, yet the map you showed me clearly is not a California beach town. I don't know what is up with that shirt, but I like that shirt.
The nice town and diving into explicit adventures. We built over 800 physics-driven animations.
She looks very happy to be there.
Hardcore, and paired them with 1,000.
I want to hear what she's saying, because I actually am, and we still have a minute and a half.
Explicit adventures. We built over 800 physics-driven animations. Teasing, steaming, hardcore.
You told me it was over 1,000 physics animations earlier. Just earlier.
And paired them with 1,000 plus unique renders. It's already on Steam Early Access with...
Oh, maybe it was 1,000 unique... I don't even know.
3 to 6 hours of gameplay, and it runs like a dream. For Jugs Bay, we've got big plans. Do you want more characters, spicier scenes, and wider quests? Slaying demons...
What the hell is this? What the hell am I looking at? I just want to seduce women with jugs. Why am I fighting skeleton archers? What?
And crashing exclusive parties. But here's the deal, we are fully committed to finishing.
See, I'm not even against this idea. I kind of love this idea if you would actually commit to it. Like a dating simulator with scantily clad women with huge jugs, but it's set in like a Dungeons and Dragons theme, and I gotta go slay dragons, and then I go back to the tavern, and I'm seducing the... I don't even know, but I don't know what you're doing here.
Jugs Bay, no question. Right now though, funds are tight. And we are stuck compromising instead of pushing the limits like we want.
What?
Parties. But here's the deal, we are fully committed to finishing Jugs Bay, no question.
No question.
Right now though, funds are tight, and we are stuck compromising instead of pushing the limits like we want. With Kickstarters, when we reach our goal, we could continue working full-time, add more content, and make this the best adult game it can be. Your support would mean a lot to us. And via
nitpick.
If you back us, you get multiple rewards like credit mentions, game access, or even custom themes you design for us. And also,
I do like mentioning the price levels.
DVD cover, which we'll send to every backer at the tier. So take a look at the page.
Well, I didn't mean to pause it right there, but okay. So there's an exclusive CD. So there's a physical copy.
Game access.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to go a third of a point grade bump up here because I doubt I'm going to be saying that much, but this is something that a lot of companies don't do that I think is really helpful. If you want to stretch out your video past 72 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, something like that, I think it's a great opportunity to potentially mention pledge levels. Get the business out of the way, tell me about the game, and then like, okay, here's the pledge levels. I like how they did that.
Or even custom themes you design with us. And also
custom themes.
DVD cover, which we'll send to every backer at the tier. So take a look at the page. If you like what you see.
I really like how they did that, because not only did they spotlight the stuff I could back, but they're spotlighting those special big money tiers, right? Like, it's like, because if you get 5 people taking some of these big ones where they get to design a scene or something like that, then this thing could potentially be funded. So I do like how they did that. Unfortunately, I feel like the first 2 minutes, I just don't feel like most people are going to get there. Because it's like, if you're interested in this game, I don't feel like that game sells it well. And if you're not interested in the game, I don't feel like the video was funny enough to captivate your interest for 2+ minutes that you would get to this point.
Please consider. Feel free to join our Discord and chat with us and other fans. Let's make Jugs Bay something incredible. And let's make Jugs Bay a real passion project. Thank you and take care.
What's the last 40 seconds?
Right now, Jugs Bay is in early access on Steam,
okay,
where it's already received 95% positive reviews. To finish the game the way we always envisioned, we need your help. Your support on Kickstarter will allow us to expand the storylines, add more animation and even events, and polish the game
I just want to see that scene.
and polish the game into its final version by the end of 2025.
Wow. What? Okay. 2 months? After the video, do I want it? No. Can you do it? You have an early access version on Steam, which I would have mentioned way earlier. I think I would have mentioned that right from the jump. You know, we did this already. It's got positive reviews, overwhelming positive reviews. I'm sure they're probably, you know, people who are very much... Whatever. I'm not going to go into that. But I mentioned that way earlier, because that's a great piece of information to mention. So this looks bad. First graded 0 back. Go back 50 things for $1 a pop. If they all fail, you don't have to pay a single penny, and you can back stuff that you know is going to fail. If you really want to skirt the system and look like someone who's more a member of the community, which always a good idea. Jugs, so can you do it? You have it on Steam, so I'll give that a yes. I'll give that a nod. And then how much is it? Don't know. Jugs Bay is your typical visual novel. It's a sandbox-style adult game set in a coastal city full of humor, romance, and exploration. Why Kickstarter? What makes Jugs Bay special? Meet the women of Jugs Bay. Currently we have 5. Rachel, the warm and caring spa owner, balancing business, whatever. Explore the city. Jugs Bay is alive with places to go and discover the story. There's a modeling agency, an exotica erotica, a bar, a spa, a beach, and a bank? Okay. I'm going to guess one of them works at the bank. This is the beach where casual games can lead to deeper moments. Relax at Spa Haven. I get it. Like, look at this shot. That's such a bad shot. It is so insanely dark. And here's the thing. I feel like I could save this image on my computer and manually brighten myself in, like, Apple, like, just Microsoft Paint or something. And I'm an idiot. I was about to say Apple Paint. I don't even have an Apple. What Kickstarters will fund? Jugs Bay stretch goals. So I think you just got to get the price here. Like, what's the price? How much do I need to pay to get this, to support this? I think it'd be a good thing to get to earlier. And you're not going to get to it at all over here. You're making people click on the rewards, which is annoying. This is your story. Everything should be in here. Each milestone allows us to add long-term. So 4,500, full release of Jugs Bay with all core storylines, animations, features, plans, new sandbox activity. 3 to 6 hours, cool. Jugs Bay goes global. That's a massive stretch goal. You have to understand that you were essentially saying, oh, but if we can get double and roughly 25%. So if we get 118% more, roughly, like, that's a huge jump. Translate the game into multiple languages, starting with Spanish, German, Chinese, Russian, and Japanese. Yeah, okay. I think that's moving the needle. I think you should went with a 6th woman that you're going to do, like, in the future. Like, yeah, or something like that. A dude, anything. Like, and I get it. This is going to extend the legs of your game, but as a Kickstarter backer, that's not what I want. Full mod support and a mod editor so players can make and share their own characters, event, and businesses. Progress so far. In just under 2 years of development, we've already laid a strong foundation of Jugs Bay. So I will say this is incredibly disappointing. It feels like there should be something here, and I think we all, if we thought about it for a second, could probably very easily figure out what it is, and that's clips from your demo. If you have a Steam demo, it is up. Why wasn't there just like some seamless clips? Or if those were the seamless clips in the video, then I don't think they're going to convince people. But I don't think they were. Yeah. So that was the story. I don't feel like that's going to get it done. I don't feel like I need to give you money. I don't know how much money I need to give you. You're essentially making, oh, go make an extra click if you want to find out. At least I know the pledge levels. Digital copy of Jugs Bay, $15, 2 people in. Jugs Bay digital exclusives. What? Why? Receive a backer-only digital wallpaper and photo cards. Oh, thank you. Like, so this is a terrible start, by the way. You look so insanely greedy. First and foremost, first created 0 back. You look like you're just here for a cash grab. That's fine, but you could fix that. Secondly, your stretch goal, just $10,000. There is nothing in between that just to get, because even if you got to 4,500, nobody thinks you're getting to 10,000 at this point, right? And I'm not saying that in a mean way. I'm just saying, on the traction you're on, you're going to need to readjust those stretch goals and just do it. So yeah, we like, and it's an excuse for you to make an update too, because you have 0. Now, granted, this is one of the newest projects on Kickstarter, but you're going to need to start pivoting or give up, right? Or relaunch. But yeah, this is not a good look. $20 for digital postcards, which and a wallpaper. No thanks. $20 for that? No. Jugs Bay and digital DVD with 2 posters. So a physical DVD. I don't know why I need a physical DVD. The physical DVD you have doesn't look good. It looks like a term that I don't know if the kids know it nowadays, called shovelware. There used to be a thing called shovelware back when physical games were a lot more prominent, where essentially, it'd be like, this game sucks, and you could look at the cover and be like, yeah, that game probably sucks. There's not a lot of effort put into that game. And that's what the front cover of your game looks like. I'm not saying it is shovelware, but you're making me, your target audience, think, yeah, okay. Like, why do I need to pay an extra $24? I mean, it's not a terrible deal to get the physical thing. I'm sure you probably don't have a shipping section. Yeah, you didn't. But still, digital art books of Jugs Bay. Who got in there? Like, I don't want the game. I just want the digital art book for Jugs Bay for $40. Okay, name an NPC, $75. Not bad. Once again, have your likeness featured in the game in a safe for work cameo. Period. That's it. This should be an easy sell. This is something I would have mentioned in the video. For $75, you get this because you get the game too. Actually, you don't get the game. Why would you possibly get the game if you spend the $75? And I'm sure that's probably just a typo and an oversight, but maybe it's not. And either way, it's annoying and unprofessional. And it just looks like you didn't have someone look this over, right? Lifetime founding member roll. Also, these are really cheap too. I said that you got these big ones that you could potentially scoop up some people and get some money. I'm going to guess what they were trying to do here was have them low enough priced so that people would be much more likely to get them and have no limit on them, right? So that's one thing I said. These aren't even special special I mean is in like, oh, there's only 15 or 10 or 5. It's just, in theory, you could have 50 or 100, which is great, but it still doesn't come with the game either. Which it probably does, but you didn't put it, and maybe that's the one thing in the FAQ. They probably just like, oops. Nope. No, so there's no... Yikes. That's it. We're done. So, that was Jugs Bay game, and now you can probably see why I wouldn't cover that on my standard Kickstarter critique. It just looks like it has a lot of problems. I'd give this one, first glance, I'd probably say like a D. D-, right? I think D is fair. There's some good stuff here. I think they could trim the fat. I think, like, I want to see them succeed, but I don't feel like what they showed was enough to get people to give them the money that they need to succeed. Oh, shoot, I accidentally clicked on it. So the next project, we're just going to move on to the next one, which is actually, I scrolled down even further and I found this one. Booze and Pets, a drinking game that involves your pet. Which, yeah, do I need to say anything more? That sounds pretty intriguing. The kayak drinking game where your pet both calls the shots and makes you take them. Now, I like to look at things from this image right here. I like to analyze the main image, and since I accidentally exited out of this one, we can still see, you can't read this, by the way. On the main image, you can't see this. This is, like, I don't know. Like, that's the name of the company or something? Pet Driven Cat? I don't know. I would love to see cards. I'd love to see more here. It just feels like a big waste of space. And I don't even know why you would have this here, one sip at a time. It's like, is that your company name? Because I thought your company name was Pet Driven Chaos. The game is called Booze and Pets. So what is that? Why is that there? Is that something with the game? I don't know. It feels like a poor use of the space here. Not only because from the outside I can't see it because it's so small, but even when I can see it, I'm like, okay. What does that mean? Player link, time count. Well, age is obviously going to be 21 plus. Anything else? Not inspired at all by the main image, but I am very curious to see how my pets are going to make me drink, so let's go.
Animals. Alcohol. What more could you ask for? What
185
about a game
seconds.
that brought these two delights together and made you your pet's Introducing,
That was loud.
drum roll please. Pachow. Booze and Pets. Yes, a new drinking game that puts human pet parents at the whim of their furry or not so furry friends, which allows your pets to be included in game.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a big fan of all the B-roll you're using there, because it's just, you got 3 minutes and 5 seconds. That's a long time for what appears to be a big chunk of B-roll.
The
but
whim
then, like,
of their furry or not so.
actually, let me phrase that. I'm using the term B-roll incorrectly. I think this would be B-roll right
Your pets.
The other stuff is just weird, like stuff. Like, I don't know. It's just 3 minutes and 5 seconds is a long time to film.
Included in game night.
I want to see that question. How does that work? Ask the pet dictator on a date. Did they react at all?
And call the shots, or give you one, potentially. Hi, I'm Nick, voice and slave to this one here, otherwise known as Babcat. Yes, the incredibly viral, carnage-inducing Cards Against Humanity playing occasionally sadistic Siamese who plans to take over the world. And
Okay, so that's what this is at the end of the day. You have a different fan base they're trying to bring to Kickstarter to sell your cat-themed game. Got it. Cool.
Noelle is on a mission to make your pets be included in game night. So, after months of...
And here's why that's important to me. The fact that you're like this semi-viral sensation on TikTok with your cat, that's great. That means can you do it is most likely a yes, because if you haven't done a board game before, and this is the only board game that you've ever done, and you're going to do it, and it blows up completely in your face, that would suck. And I imagine he doesn't want that to happen. So, can you do it? I'm not too worried about that one. Do I want it? Not sure yet.
Forcing me into labor. While she enjoys the finer things in life, we've landed on a combo that combines Noelle's favorite thing, booze, and my favorite, pets, when I can get them, into a drinking game that is sure to create chaos between humans and animals. And here's how to play. Gather a group of people, something to sip, and one pet to play. This pet will be the pet dictator. The owner of the pet will go first, drawing from a pile of shuffled prompts, such as pet dictator, human servant, or BAP cards. The pet dictator cards are earned based on how the pet dictator responds to the action on the card. Whisper your biggest regret to the pet dictator. Do they stay? Human servant cards are earned based on your personal experience as a pet parent. Keep this card if your pet has gotten into the trash in the past week. Yeah. And BAP cards are...
Okay. I think we need to cut the first minute. I think the first minute is not helpful at all, aside from establishing who you are. I think you need to focus on what's important, which is this game. Because this game sounds unique and different and interesting. And I have a dog, and I would love to play this game with my dog, even though I don't drink anymore, pretty much. And I know there's a huge market of people who would be interested in this game. Just specifically for the novelty. And I feel like that first minute is not doing you any favors at all. I don't need to know you. Like, I don't need to see a bunch of B-roll, like, all this, like, yeah, like, I want to get into it. Because you have such an interesting idea for this game, and it's a really cool idea.
BAP card.
And this goes back to the fact that most videos on Kickstarter are not 3 minutes and 5 seconds long. Typically, they're 100 to, like, 100 or less. Typically. So if you're trying to get me for 185 seconds, you got to bring the meat.
Are earned by hitting the box first and answering questions only animal lovers would know. What color is a polar bear's skin? It's white, right? It's white. And if you don't get a point, you get punished by the dictator die, which can be quite ruthless.
The worst part about trivia. Trivia drinking game. I'd put that there. Trivia potentially
is that you lose all your cards.
No, and you give them to the person to your right.
Continue to the next player in a clockwise motion, and the first animal or human to collect 10 cards wins the game. Yes, you can lose to your pet.
She has a card.
Oh yeah.
So you're fucking winning in some way. So here's my business idea.
And Noelle, unfortunately, lost all of her money fighting her latest criminal case and has tasked me with raising the monies to bring this game to light. So,
see, that is how you should start this right there. Establish the fact my cat is a viral sensation, and they couldn't be bothered for this game, and then get right into the game. Like, I feel like that was the play there. I feel like we could easily have trimmed a minute and a half off this. I love the how-to-play aspect of it. I thought that was really cool when you showed it to me. Made me slightly less excited with the game when we got to the trivia, but who cares? That's a nitpicky thing. I'm sure for other people, it's like, oh, cool. Especially if you're drinking, trivia with drunk people's fun.
Want to get sloshed with your pets, and I know you have, then back Booze and Pets on Kickstarter and help us turn a homemade prototype into a proper card game like it was always meant to be. Early backers will receive Booze and Pets.
Yeah, wrap it up like what he said right there. I'm not the stupid part, no, but I was just like, I feel like this video, you could easily trim 40 seconds with no problems at all.
Receive booze and pets at a discount.
That's great. I would put that on the main image. Regardless. So here's the thing. You have such a unique, weird, interesting idea, and I still don't know what the one sip at a time crap is, so it's completely useless. $20? That's not useless. I ran a poll 4 or 5 years ago. It was like, how much money, a game on Kickstarter, where you put very minimal thought into it, you just throw cash at it, and you hope things go well. It was like $25 to $30 back then. So the fact that you have a $20 game that people could play with their animals, like, I feel like if you just got more eyeballs on this, it would succeed. Like, because you're not asking for a lot. You're, in theory, bringing the social media here, but that main image is just so bad. It does not do you any favors at all. And it could. It really could.
Rate, along with some other nifty BAP things if you so choose. So check it out.
Cool. So at least you mentioned that there were additional pledges along with that one, but not mentioning what they are makes me think they're just useless crap I don't need. But hopefully they're at least animal-themed ones and not just stickers and pins or stupid hoodies or t-shirts.
Excited about this. All the links are either in the description or always in our bio.
Yeah. That definitely feels like it should have been a 2-minute video. I think you could cut 1.5 minutes out of that, and you could keep all the best parts, get rid of just the stuff that doesn't do anything really that helpful, and I think that would be a pretty banger of it, honestly. I mean, the humor is subjective, and some of the background noise and some of the stuff was a little bit annoying, but with a party game, I don't... Like, if you're getting B-roll of your party game and it's super quiet, I'm like, huh, well, that's weird. So I'm not going to knock it too hard. So this one is not currently trending to fun, which is disappointing because I would like to play this game with my dog. It seems fun. First created 3-back. BAP Studios is BAP Cat's business name. Got it. What is Booze and Pets? It's a new drinking game. Got it. Stuff, things. What's included? 1 card, 150 prompt cards, 1 foam 6-sided dice that doubles as a stress ball, 1 instruction pamphlet with exclusive BAP syrup recipe. Okay. Where we're at. Timelines. Early November production begins. Early to mid-December production is done. The games will now ship to our warehouse. And you should have it in January. It's an incredibly short timeline. I wonder who they're manufacturing through. We have our reward section, which reeks of we don't browse Kickstarter. Get you Booze and Pets before it goes to retail. $39 gets you Booze and Pets plus a merch bundle that includes a pair of pet specs, playing cards, and a beanie. Wow. What? Cool. $20 for a hat I can't see, some cards I don't need, and some sunglasses, which would fit both those categories probably. And then this one, $49.99, and $10 for an autograph. It's fine. Shipping details. Free. So once again, I hate your main image. Your main image is so incredibly terrible. It just makes me physically angry that you would instead put this incredibly useless information on here. Like, look, like this is, chop that right there. That is 55% of your main image that is completely useless. And if you could scoot this over here to the left, we're going to jump that up to 60%. You don't think you should have mentioned $20? You don't think you should have mentioned free shipping to the United States of America, which is going to be where the majority of people back this? Those are two incredible, like, in Kickstarter world, typically, every time I see a price for a game, I always have an asterisk in my mind because I know there's going to be a shipping section which is going to say I'm going to have to pay 10, 15, 20 bucks, whatever it may be. The fact that you have free shipping on a game I can play with my pet that's $20 and instead you put this here, that feels like a point grade bump down if we were actually doing a proper Kickstarter critique. Because that is just such a poor choice. Petra and Chaos, that's not even the name of your company, is it? Because it's BAP Studios. And what the hell is 1 sip at a time? What are these? Why are these here? That's such a poor choice. Such a poor choice. Showcase the swag. Showcase the extra stuff that I can buy. Showcase your cat, which is a celebrity. Showcase anything else but stuff that doesn't even make sense to me after going through your entire campaign. We need $5,000 to produce pets. Minimum warning, we're going to get very honest here. Our current cash reserves only allow us to cover shipping, but not to start production. In order to start production, we'll need to get at least $5,000 to cover the cost. You're asking for such a low amount of money, especially when you go into, yeah, I would put that right there. Free United States shipping, $20, and, you know, your TikTok page, which has 3 million, and a picture of your cat, and I think we're good. I think we're done here, and I think this is probably going to be funded by the end of the week. Right? It's just because you're bringing your audience in here in theory. And you have a game which has immense crossover appeal, and you're just not utilizing it, which is unfortunate. All right, let's check out the updates, comments. Factory sample is in. The first world copy of the game, no one wants to get 2 tweaks, but we're one step closer. Cool. Yeah, I wonder who they're manufactured through. That'd be a nice thing to mention, as always. It can help lend an air of credibility. Also, if I know the company, like that's cool too. Right? Like, oh yeah, there's that company. I've bought another game from them. You know. Thank you for everyone's support so far. Our factory sample is slated to arrive in the next week. We'll be updating pictures and such a campaign moves along, so stay tuned and don't forget to share our project. Thank you, Via McCain. They had one suggestion, and they did. So yeah, this is. So, I'm really surprised this is not doing better. If you have 3 million followers on TikTok, that can't be right. That just can't. Like, if this is the rate that they're coming to support this game about this cat that they enjoy seeing in their feed, that's really surprising to me, right? Bapcat, TikTok, 3 million followers. Oh, 2.1. Round up. Whatever, that's still a huge number. I don't do TikTok. I tried TikTok, I had an account, it got banned, and I always kind of thought like TikTok's numbers just always felt like bullcrap. Like I did like a Bowers Tool Corner, and it got huge numbers. I was like, really? And I always felt, yeah, so this is 3 million followers. Well, 2.1, whatever. But still, it's just 15.9 million views, 41 million views. And so that right there makes me feel like you're doing a terrible job bringing people here. Like that really, like $620 in 5 days? Did you even post a video about this on your TikTok? Like now, like, because I can't imagine, like that's, wow. I've never had a lot of respect for TikTok, and seeing stuff like this makes me have even less. Like that's just so perplexing. $520, $620. You got 2.1 million people. You have a product that is interesting. It is cheap. It has free shipping. Like it is just a game unlike anything I've ever heard. It sounds fun. It sounds like I want to try it at the very minimum, with or without alcohol. And it just, the landing stick is just so incredibly poor. It's mind-boggling. And I hope the message they take from this isn't, you know, oh, this wasn't meant to be. I hope they relaunch this, because it looks cool, but the fact that you have 2.1 million people following you on TikTok, and you have one comment, and it was, yeah, wow. All right, final grade. I gave Jugs Bay I was a D, D minus. I feel like Booze and Pets, it's a D. I feel like after I saw that TikTok page with that many views and that many followers, it's an F. It's an F minus. The fact that you were not able to convert that massive groundswell of people who have seen you and know you, and it's in your lane, no less. Like, my most popular video is a plumbing video, right? I got like 4 or 5 plumbing videos that are my top 20. Right? They're totally out of my lane. So I was going to do some plumbing related stuff. I'd look like a joke. This is your lane. You do stuff with the cats. And it's just, it shows me you just didn't put in the research on how to run a Kickstarter page. Because there's three separate parts to it. There's pushing the boat out to sea, which is like the first part, where it's like, all right, getting everything prepped, doing all the prep work. So on launch day, you can essentially just fund day one, and then everything after that is the icing on the cake, the stretch goals, the enjoyment, the first post up. They're like, thank you for your thing. You know, if you want to have a stupid thing on the front that says funded in 16 hours or whatever like that, which you shouldn't. But yeah. And then there's the actual campaign where you have to do things to keep people interested during the campaign. And they have 2 updates, and they're going to be upgraded. So they're doing that part. And then the final part is the after, which we're not even to. And man, it's just, you're only asking $5,000 too. So that, like, you didn't even show me the swag. Like, remember these reward tiers? Like, you didn't think you would be like, give me 20 extra bucks and you can have this extra stuff. You can't see it. Why would I possibly show it to you? Like, that's just so lazy and inexcusable. And just, yeah, of course nobody's going to take those because you haven't sold them. Unless, of course, they're close to you, right? Oh, hey, there's the beanies. That would fall under the category of stupid crap that I don't need, as I was referencing earlier. But a beanie, at least, is different. I don't see those too often. No, it's like hoodies or shirts. Yeah, so we're going F-. I like, because it's just a full point grade bump down for how poorly they were able to translate their TikTok success onto their Kickstarter. And that's just mind-boggling. That's just, like, wow. Wow, I can't get over that. God, I love this segment. I'm going to do this every week. I don't care if you give me 10 fun. Give me 10 dislikes, and I'll do 2 next week. Don't actually give me the thumbs, but whatever. They're good for YouTube. All right, wow. Okay, so we got a D-, a D. We'll just go with we'll go with a D for Jugs Bay. Jugs Bay had some heart, at least. That one had heart, too, right? But it's just, God, I can't get over how big that TikTok was for $620. I can only imagine how much of a gut punch that is. I feel bad. Well, you should have done more research on the Kickstarter before you just pop something on there. All right, Get Relay. This is the final one I'm checking out. From the creator of Wormhole to Uranus and Booty on the Poop Deck comes a chaotic, competitive relay racing game. Because, yeah, you read that description and I'm like, all right, I'm in. Let's go through this. It has a $500 goal, very reasonable, $125. So this feels like a pre-order or a print and play or something. I love the player link, the time count, and age. A mechanism aside from competitive and relay racing, like the main image, like you're leaning way too hard on your artwork here, and your artwork isn't good, right? You have this distinct, funny art style that appeals to a certain demographic of people, but it's not like I feel like you're doing that art style. You're crushing it. So the fact that we don't have anything else useful on this main image is not great. Not great at all. As always with the video, man, 243. All right, 163 seconds. Let's go.
What's up, Ames fans and other, normal people?
That's good. That's really good there. Can you do it? Yes, you can do it. You have done it before. And honestly, that should be on your main image. The new game and then maybe the other games underneath it or something like that. But you put it here in the video. That's a great start. Can you do it? Yes.
Welcome to the Get Relay Kickstarter. This will be the third and a half, fifth game release from Onboard Games.
Beautiful. Beautiful job on the Can You Do It in the first 10 seconds, crushing that. Third of a point grade bump up.
And the second in my yearly game challenge. So think of this as more of a pre-order campaign.
Yearly game challenge.
This is and the second in my yearly game challenge. So
okay.
Think of this as more of a pre-order campaign on a limited edition game rather than a fundraising campaign. Because look at me,
yeah, I saw with $500. That's pretty much what you're saying there. And I don't mind the fact that you're just owning up to it. Like, not saying it's a bad thing, but it is what it is.
I don't need the money. I'm doing just fine. Gotta pick that up. All right. So here's how it works. Join me in my
oh god, that box size
area.
Oh, I hate it.
Oh god, my knees. So the goal.
Hey, that's a game for racists? A game for what?
Yeah.
Oh, racist. You know, people who like running relay races. That's like that. You know, I feel like that tagline should be somewhere in the front. That's good enough to work. Like, you can get me with that joke. I feel like you can get a lot of people with that joke. And then, all of a sudden, that art style becomes a little bit more palatable if I don't like it, I think, right? Either way, if you got me on the video, I feel like you're doing well.
So the goal of this game is to build the ultimate relay racing team using this pool of elite talent. Arrange them strategically and run for your life. I'm competing for the good people back home and...
Yeah, and I say ugh, just because as a gamer, it's like, look at all these cards! They all look the exact same except for their name and picture.
Elite talent. Arrange them strategically.
Like, there's not even modified. There's like no stats. It's not like +3 speed or anything. It's just like they're all just. Or maybe you're gonna put stuff. I don't know.
Elite talent. Arrange them strategically and run for your life. I'm competing for the good people back home in the Republic of Rose Island, a man-made nation that was bombed twice by the Italian government in 1969. So after going through the recruiting process to start the game, I ended up with these 7 cards.
They all look the exact same. Like,
on my team. I'm going to make my final 2 cuts to get to the best 5-person roster. So I'm getting rid of Gunk Funk Butter because he sucks. He sucks. And Kenny's sexy. I just don't trust his face. Now that I have my 5-man team, I'm going to put Slambo Gugaby on the first...
there we go. Okay, showcase that a little bit. Like, you had all those pictures of the different card faces, and it wasn't impressive, because once again, I have my buddy, like, I did a crudely drawn adult card game, and my buddy Eric did the artwork, and he could whip these out, you know, a couple hours. So it's not like showcasing the amount of artwork I think is going to be a good thing. I much like showcase the game there. Oh, they did have different speed, different attributes, different text on the bottom. Because that shot where you just had the artwork and they looked all the exact same, I was like, oh, I'm out. Like, if I were actually consider giving you money and I saw that shot, I'd be like, no, this looks like mass market crap. Whereas I see the back and I say, oh, there's some game here. There's some game here. Don't hide that.
I'm going to put Slambo Gugaby on the first leg of the relay.
Bang, bang.
His
Why is that text so
strength
small?
rating will help me crush these chapters.
And I'm going to guess the text is so small because some of it is like 2 or 3 sentences and some of it's like 2 words. But and then there becomes this argument of, do you want the text to be uniform size or do you want it like, whatever, who cares?
Challenges. For the second leg, I'm going to go with Ski Weep Europe, obviously. I'm going to have her take the path through the water because of her bonus while swimming. I've also got AJ, BJ, CJ, DJ, PJ Smith Jr., and I'm going to put him on the final
He's
leg
clutch.
because of his bonus on the last sprint.
Okay, see, this, I feel like this should have been interweaved earlier. I talked about how this video is long. Like, it is. I imagine if you look at the average Kickstarter board game video, it's probably going to be about 100 seconds, and you are well over that, and there's 200 games on Kickstarter. You gotta get people's attention from the jump. You did it with the humor, but then the game.
And I've also got
I feel like we just need to get a little bit more to the gameplay earlier.
Muddy Dungers and Reverend Tony Bones to round out my team, but I'm not giving out my whole strategy. You crazy? So now I'm gonna pit this superstar team against my friends. Damn, I've got the sexiest friends. So set a timer, race through the board, and record your championships. And you can make it a drinking game. Kind of my thing.
I like how you're just like, yeah, now they got the game set up, just play it. It's like, what does the turn look like? You don't need to know that, but you do need to know about the drafting.
I only made 50 games on last year's limited edition release, and I'm probably going to do the same unless this Kickstarter goes really well. Please make it go well. Please make it go well. Please make it go well.
I kind of like the fact you mentioned only 50 games there. I really do. As someone who clearly looks like they want to just break into the board game industry and have a big hit, and you've done this other times before, you being like, I don't care if I make 50 of them, I just want this to be into the world, and that's what Kickstarter used to be like. Like, I know for a lot of you youngins, it's like crazy to think that, but yeah, people used to just be thrilled to get their game out. It wasn't, hey, here's my game in 6 expansions. It was, oh my gosh, my game's funded. I got the $4,000. Like, and this feels like an older style project, which is a good thing. The spotlighting of the game here, I don't feel like they did a great job on. So hopefully there's a gameplay video down below.
So don't miss out on your only chance to get this game because after they sell out, it's gone for good, and I'm on to the next.
Fear of missing out? Okay.
And don't forget to script first.
It also explains that obnoxious box size, or at least what looks like an obnoxious box size. Okay, after the video, do I want it? Maybe. Probably not. Like, it looks fine. It looks okay, right? I guess it's going to be hinged on the price. Can you do it? Yeah, you did a great job first 10 seconds, establish that, and I want to see you do it. I want to see you eventually start, I want to see you jump up to that 500 print run, right? Go talk to Hero Time Manufacturing, by the way. Print runs as low as 500, which is the best in the industry if you're not doing print on demand. Or at least it was when I worked there a couple years back. Still recommend them because, you know, I've seen the factory. I like it. Kevin Beal, 4 created, 0 backed. Okay, you look like you're just here for a cash grab. That's never a good look. Somehow I figure out which creative outlet become my career. Adult board games is that outlet. Let's have some fun. That also feels like a bad look, too, when you just told me your goal is only to make 50 games. Like, obviously you want to make more, but then you're like, oh, yeah, adult board, I don't know. Let's see, how did the first one do? This one did 103% funded. So most likely they push that over the funding goal. Like I just assumed that at like anything from 100 to 105% funded, that the Kickstarter creator had to push it over the edge, which is not. It's not necessarily a bad thing, right? It's just sometimes you gotta do that. So this ended in October 2024. They took a whole, I don't know, weekend maybe, then relaunched it and ended once again in October 2024. Interesting. So let's make sure people got their stuff on this one. Time for an update? Time for an update. Time for any updates? Time for an update? Did the shipment arrive? Are you still planning a November delivery? Always a good sign when they feel the need to hide all the information from you. Let me guess they did on this one too. 3 comments. Well, let's get this party started. We're holding your ice, one of my group's favorite games. Yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah, so can you do it? Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Do I want it? I'm not convinced yet. Hopefully this Kickstarter campaign, the whole page is going to convince me more, but let's get to it. Ready, build your team with a pool of elite talent strength. I would zoom in on those a little bit. Set, determine how long their skill set works best with each leg of the relay. Go, finish, make it a drinking game. These are other games. Here's a picture. That's that same shot that I was unimpressed with before. I'm more impressed with it now that I know there's different stuff on the back. Follow Board Games on YouTube to check out the making of Get Relayed. Make that a clickable link. You don't have a shipping section. You don't have a price. You didn't even take the time to do the bare minimum of making this. Like this. This is not a new feature anymore. There's no more excuses for this. Is that the scene? Like that looks like the cover from that one movie. That looks exactly like the cover from that one movie from the 90s. If anybody knows the cover of that movie, let me know, because that looks like the TPT cover. Okay. So I don't know ship. Okay. So what's the price? $55? It's fine. Cover athlete. In addition to a copy of the game, you get a chance to be in the game. Send me a picture of yourself, and I will turn you one of the characters in the game. Wow, that's only 10 more bucks? Does that come with the game itself? Why is this such a hard thing for people to understand? If I'm getting the 65, I'm assuming this comes with a copy of the game. Okay, it does. You didn't mention it in there, but it does. Cool. Limited edition collector. Do you miss out on last year's? So you get one of these, 24. So they have 24 of those left, or roundabout. The onboard collection. The onboard games lifer. That's a nice thing. That's a cool idea. Okay. I mean, it doesn't feel like a great price, but that's because they're only making 50 of them. And that changes everything drastically, right? No comments. No FAQ, no updates, no nothing. But it did just launch. Never mind. It launched a while ago, a week. Final grade for Get Reload is, man. Feels like all the effort. It feels like the brunt of the effort. No, I don't know. It feels like the brunt of the effort went into the video. And then we just kind of took some stuff from the video here. I don't know. Do I want it? Not really. A gameplay video would have been nice. Can you do it? Yeah. Yeah, you're making 50, and you've done stuff before, so I'm not worried about that. And you have a prototype that you're showing me, so that's not the way. And you did that in the first 10 seconds well. And how much is it? Feels fine. I would honestly spotlight that. I think $55. I think especially with you saying there's only going to be 50, it's a passion project. Still, it just doesn't hit the mark, right? That humor works, though. I'm going to go with a D. Minus. I mean, I gotta go with a D. No, because I gave him that third of the point grade bump up. Dag nabbit, we got ourselves a D. So there you go. There were 3 very weird, let me rephrase that, very weird for what I typically cover, off the beaten path games. Get Relayed, Jugs Bay, and then the dog one, which wow, that was quite a one. Let me know which of those 3 you would back the most if you're going to back one of the 3, I guess. And I don't know. I'm just trying to clutch for engagement. I should. If you enjoy the content, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. And if you have a weird Kickstarter that you would like me to check out as a part of this segment, which I don't remember the name of, please be sure to drop it in the comments below. Have yourself a good one, and bye-bye. If I can remember how to get out of here. It's right there. Yeah, stop recording.